your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Alex Puckett.
All right, to everybody back in the back, we're going to have to sort of change things down here because we've got a new tornado warning that's just been issued. This is going to be for, correct me here, this is going to be for Chickasaw and Pontotoc counties. So we're going to sort of go into tornado warning coverage mode at this point. So everybody back in the back, you're going to have to stick with us here for a little while. We've got a new tornado warning. This is going to be for far southeastern Pontotoc County, far northeastern Chickasaw County. This is just coming in. This is going to go until 5:15 this morning. So for everybody back in the back, sunrise is going to hold off until 5:15 this morning. Jacob, we're keeping an eye on this right now. I'm going to get myself sort of set up over here. We've got an area of rotation. This is going to be near the Chickasaw Line Road. This is right on the county line between Chickasaw County and Pontotoc County. The area of circulation is right in there. This is going to be approaching the community of Troy, crossing Highway 41, likely near or just south of the community of Troy. So here's your circulation here near Chickasaw County Road. This is moving off to the north and east. So if you're watching us in the community of Troy along Highway 41, this is where this is the path at this point. Again, this tornado warning is going to go until 5:15. It's a short-lived warning. We've been talking about the potential for this pretty much over the past couple of days. The potential we could see a brief spin-up tornado as this line of storms moves through. That may be what's going on right now. We do know that this part of the line of storms has a history of producing brief spin-ups. We know that there was likely a tornado that touched down briefly this morning in Calhoun City. It was short enough, it was on the ground for a short enough amount of time. There wasn't a warning for that, but there's some power out there around Calhoun City, and we do have this rotation here that's, again, coming really close to Highway 41 right now into southern Pontotoc County. It looks like the area of rotation now pushing into Pontotoc County out of Chickasaw County. Jake, I'm going to toss this over to you here for just a second, get myself set up here so we can sort of get into this long-form coverage mode. Jacob?
Yeah, Alex, we're sitting here right now talking about this tornado warning again for southeastern Chickasaw and, I'm sorry, it's going to be for Chickasaw and Pontotoc counties, yeah. And I want to take the radar back a little bit. So what we're looking at here is our wind velocities. These are the reds and there's greens that are here. So when we see those colors come together, that's when we have to watch for not only damaging winds, but also looking at that circulation here. And just a few moments ago, we were talking about this during commercial break here, north and east of Parkersburg, south of Troy to the east of Hulka. We have this little shear marker that's right here, and this is something that helps us to watch that little area of rotation that they pulled that tornado warning on. And right here, it's a very small area, but if you can see those reds and those greens right next to each other, north of Van Vliet here, south of Troy, that's the area where that circulation is. And this is a particularly susceptible area to see these weak spin-up tornadoes pop up. So with the circulation like this, and perhaps with the setup that we have, a weak tornado is not out of the question to have touched down in these areas here. And of course, as we carry that forward, that tornado warning, a very small area for southeastern Pontotoc and northern Chickasaw County there. The other thing, too, is that the National Weather Service is talking about not only is this a threat for tornadoes, but also for some significant straight-line wind damage here with this storm as it moves on in. And this is something where we get these little circulations that pop up. They last for a few moments, and then they seem to go away. So right now, we really cannot see with that latest scan here as we hit the 5 o'clock hour, cannot see an area of definite rotation quite like we did before here. Those colors aren't quite, that couplet not quite showing up as well near the Troy community, but still that tornado warning is in effect. So if you're living near Troy along Highway 41, if you're to the south and west of Tupelo there, southwest of Palmetto, this is along the, this is the Natchez Traceway right here between Van Vliet and Palmetto. In those areas, it's a very agricultural area, but make sure that you're taking shelter. Other areas to talk about here on that line, as we look here, might have to watch this little spot, maybe this little spot. This is very much a game of where we're watching things come and go and spin up, and so we've got that one tornado warning for our immediate viewing area too. Earlier, we also had that tornado warning that was down for Lee County. I'll just take a minute, Alex, and talk about that before we send it to you. That was for southwestern Lee County. That's here, Philadelphia, down to the south and east of Carthage. That has expired, but still watching some more tornadic storms along I-20. We're going to be here all morning watching these storms as the line of severe thunderstorms with that tornado warning now south and west of Tupelo continues, as well as the rest of these severe thunderstorm warnings continues. So, Alex?
Thank you, Jacob. Wanted to take a step back and look at the big picture here. We've got this big line of strong to severe storms that's rolling through. We've got that tornado warning. That's for northeastern Chickasaw, southeastern Pontotoc County, although at this point the rotation looks to be pretty much in Pontotoc County. But I wanted to pop up the shear rate here. This is a product we've got. You can see where we've got these greens and even some reds popping up, especially along this line, the northern end through portions of Pontotoc County and then back further down to the south and east. So if you're watching us over in Okolona right now, you're not under a tornado warning, but you've got some strong straight line winds potentially. Same thing goes for areas east of Pontotoc right now, over towards Furs and Sherman, over towards Blue Springs as well, over in southeastern Union County. So we'll be keeping an eye on this line as we go through the rest of the day. And as you said, Jacob, this is what we kind of expect to happen. Main threat here being strong straight line winds as this line of storms pushes through, but there will be those occasional spots within this line that may try and rotate a little bit and ultimately could drop a brief tornado, and that's what this warning here is for. You can see that red box here. That red box, small red box, the warning only goes for about another 14 minutes. So the thought process here from the National Weather Service in Memphis is this is not going to last all that long. As we've gone through the past couple of minutes, we've really lost that tight rotation. We had a tighter circulation. Now it's very broad, and this is actually looks like starting to move towards Lee County now. So if you're watching us over towards Praise Acres, this thing going to be moving that way soon. This is, again, no warning for Lee County except for the severe thunderstorm warning, and the main threat with this is going to be those strong straight line winds. As you said, Jacob, though, we do have some spots where maybe there's some rotation trying to organize. At this point, none of it looks necessarily tornadic, but as we go through the morning, there's going to be that potential. And in fact, the severe thunderstorm warning, this in fact for Pontotoc, northern Chickasaw, and Lee counties, that has a tornado possible tag on it. So one of the things that means is that we could see one of those brief spin-up tornadoes as well. So we're going to get through this. You just keep watching us. We're going to get through this. Again, that warning goes until 5:15. That's for far southeastern Pontotoc, northern Chickasaw counties. Jacob, you've got something?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about our Skycam here in Tupelo and take a look off to the south and the west. We're in downtown looking at this. The one thing to note is that there's not a lot of lightning with this system as it's moving on in. So as we look here, we're not really seeing any lightning. Still, though, ahead of this main line of severe storms with this one tornado warning, which actually has just been canceled. That's something we want to let news know. They have canceled that there. But ahead of this line is the continuing the showery weather is going on. There's not a lot of lightning, so it's a very interesting setup. But as we look at this radar here, the National Weather Service is talking about how we will continue to monitor things. They think they are monitoring this circulation. That's this little area right here. Again, that tornado warning has been canceled. It was a very brief moment, and that was issued. So as we're watching this, we'll continue to monitor these things. And while our news crews are getting set up behind the scenes here, kind of taking this back over the past hour, so you can see how quickly this little area came into play right here, right? Boom, there it is. And then as quick as it's there, it's gone. That's going to be the scenario with these storms, folks. We get these quick spin-up lines that are coming on through and keeping our eyes on things. And I actually want to take it back a little bit, Alex. I'm going to go back all the way over. We were talking earlier even back towards Calhoun County. We had some viewers report power outages in Calhoun County where you could see some of these winds coming on through. This was at about 4:15 a.m. See those gusty winds, those bright greens? That's some gusty winds that came through that area. And as we move that forward, you can see that area of gusty winds to the north of Houston, south of Algoma. And then right there at about 4:50 is when we had that possible circulation with the possible tornado touchdown. So that's what we got here. Alex?
Thank you so much, Jacob. As we've said, that tornado warning now canceled. So what we're going to do is going to go to a break. Sunrise will start right after this.
This has been a WCDI First Alert Severe Weather Update. Stay connected with the First Alert Weather Team online at WCDI.com, on social media, and on your mobile device with the WCDI News app.